Okay, this should be season 2 now. Oh, I'm gonna make it be season 2. There we go. Just taking a picture of season 2 real quick. Don't mind me. What? Man. Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh, um, somebody wanted me to like actually speak now, so I will be being like kind of a narrator. Did she say cancelled? Why would you? But my sales are still fine. Stagnant growth? That doesn't even, huh? They hung up. Suzuki chucks her phone onto her bed in a fit of pure rage. I quickly rise from my seat to come to her side. When I get closer, I can see her tightly clenching fists trembling. Did I hear what I think I heard? She doesn't look at me. She stares forward with an unfocused gaze as though she's still processing the news. Why would they? Suddenly, Sayuki stomps the ground, causing the anime figurines on her shelf to wobble and topple over. Why would they do this to me? I've never seen her this angry before. What should I do? Try to calm her down? Just take a breath, Sayuki. Let's talk this out, alright? Sayuki closed her eyes, taking a long deep breath before letting it out with a nod. Yeah. Sorry, I have trouble controlling my emotions sometimes. She lets out a heavy huff before flopping back into a sitting position on her bed, her face buried in her hands. This can't be happening to me. And out of nowhere, too. I slowly draw closer to her, taking a seat as well and giving her a gentle pat on the back. What did they tell you? Was there any reason for it? They said my later series was performing below expectations and that I wasn't meeting their quotas for audience growth. Sorry, my brother interrupted. Anyways. As if I can pull in an infinite amount of people. Sayuki rubs her hands roughly down her face. Obviously incredibly stressed. That sounds like a typical business talk. So, it's crazy that they'd just drop someone as big as Sayuki just like that. There has to be something we can do. We can't let them get away with this. They deserve more than a phone call. I say we go down to their office below they... No. I say we go down to their office before they close and get some real answers. Do you really think that would help? It can hardly make things worse. And who knows? Maybe we can get them to change their mind. Suzuki nods faintly, delight slowly returning to her eyes. Yeah, you're right. It's worth a shot. There's suddenly a firm knock at the bedroom door. A moment later, Fiona enters the room. I heard a bunch of commotion down here a minute ago. What's the trouble? Fiona, good. Get the car started. We're going downtown. 15 minutes later, we park right outside Tsukimi, I guess, Publishing's building. Fiona and I wait outside while Suzuki is inside trying to get a last-minute appointment. Through the Through the glass entranceway, I can see her engage in conversation with the receptionist. And from the look of things, she's getting heated again. Bro isn't letting go, so I just locked the door. Are you sure we shouldn't be in there with her? It doesn't seem like it's going well. Yuki wanted to go in on her own. Orders are orders. Besides, I doubt it would have gone any better if I'd gone in. Just being around those hoity-toity suit types makes my blood boil. I'd be likely to sock one of them before long. Oh, she's one of my people. I don't really know them, but aren't Suzuki's parents that kind of people too? Sure, but they pay me. Fiona flashes me a puckish grin. Anyway, give her some credit. Yuki's been trained to deal with these executive types, so I'm sure she'll be fine. I hope so. With nothing to do but wait, I lean back against the wall and glance around. All the while, Fiona rapidly taps her foot next to me, her arms crossed and tucked underneath her chest. I've never really spent any time with just Fiona before. I should probably use this moment to talk to her. But about what? What about her hobbies? Since we're waiting, do you have any hobbies, Fiona? That's a real winner of a question, ain't it? Let's see, I mostly like to play games or watch movies in my spare time. Anime and action ones, obviously. I used to do karate. Oh, shoot. I don't know how to say that word in English. Back home in Dublin, but haven't picked it back up since. Yeah, that word. I'll say just in Spanish. Karate. Remind me not to mess with you. Oh, trust me. It's a lesson you only have to learn once. Legacy, is that you? My conversation with Fiona is interrupted as I look down the street to see Hinata waving at me. And with Miko at her side. Hina, Miko. What are you two doing here? I believe we were wondering the same thing about you, Legacy. And with Fiona too. I didn't know you two spent time together. Wait just a minute. The maid points a finger straight at Miko. You're the girl who was creeping around the backyard a while ago. Miko stares back at the maid. You're mistaken. No, I'm... Doesn't ring a bell. Why you? Whatever. I'm surprised to see you walking around as a duo too. Since when did you two start hanging out? A couple weeks back, I think. She glances at Miko, who nods. Yeah, around that time. Miko invited me to come along with her to that used bookstore where we bumped into each other a while ago. And ever since, it's become a thing we do every few days. So that's where you have been going after school. Yup, it's been nice to have someone new to spend time with. Not that you aren't fun, obviously. You wound me, Hina. She rolls her eyes and chuckles. Oh, stop. It's not like you were doing that just before. Yep, got a point. I had no idea they even exchanged the numbers, let alone started spending time together. I'm happy that Hina has found more friends. I'm not surprised. No. I'm not really sure why, but I have been feeling kind of worried for her recently. Let's not get too distracted here. I think a far more interesting query is why Legacy is out here so late in the evening with a girl in a maid outfit. A girl in a maid outfit who can kick your oh, easy, Fiona. Suzuki might not be too happy if I tell them the whole situation. For all I know, it could end up getting reversed. I should hold off on spilling the beans for now. But what should I say in the meantime? Well, I can just be sly. Fiona and I are actually on a date. We are what? Yup, very romantic. Neither of the girls seem to buy that response even a little bit. In a maid outfit. I'm not the type of person to judge others for their inclinations. But that's clearly not what's going on here. Definitely not. So, what is going on? I should have known these two wouldn't give up so easily. Hinata's hyperactive curiosity is how she got involved with all this Sayuki stuff in the first place. And Miko's got that weird superpower where she can sniff things out just by looking people in the eye. Let out a heavy sigh. Guess there's no other choice. Okay, so it's like this. Sayuki got a call and... Before I can explain, Sayuki steps out of the building, her eyes locking immediately on mine. She doesn't seem to notice the other's presence. Legacy, come with me. Perfect timing, Sayuki. Sorry, folks. I have to tell you later. Eager to get out of there, I hurriedly follow behind Sayuki and enter the building. Taking the stairs up a few floors, we soon find ourselves in a fairly mundane office. The only thing that points to it belonging to a publisher is a scant few copies of framed manga hanging on the walls. Whoever the office belongs to isn't here, leaving Sayuki and me to sit and wait for their arrival. This is what the head publisher's office looks like. I'm not sure what I expected, but this is sort of cold and corporate. Maybe I have just gotten too used to hanging out with Sayuki's mess of a bedroom. So, I assume someone's coming to meet with us pretty soon, right? Should be. Work hours are just about over, so we're lucky to have gotten this meeting at all. I'm just not sure how it's going to go. Sayuki lowers her head, a grim expression on her face. It seems like she's calmed down, but all that did was make her anxious again. I should say something. There's even more options now that I look at it. Reassuring. I'm sure it'll go fine. We just need to remind him of how popular your work is. I'm not sure it'll be that easy, but here's hoping. That didn't work as well as I was hoping it would. I take another look around the office, starting to grow antsy from the anticipation. So, why did you ask me to come along with you anyway? Even if I'm just assisting in making your manga, I don't have much to contribute. It's fine, don't worry. I brought you in as a fan of my manga. Who better to bring with me than someone who the exact demographics they want to appeal to? Oh, smart. And Sayuki's voice softens as she casts her gaze to the floor. The moral support helps too. A minute or two later, a man dressed in a suit enters the office. His appearance, posture, and behavior all comes across as completely professional, though he makes no effort to hide his annoyance over such a sudden meeting so late in the day. Mr. Kichuki. I'm not gonna say anything about that name. Miss Yukidera. The executive takes his seat and folds his hands on top of the desk. As I understand it, you're here to contest the decision to cancel your current series. Is that right? Sayuki straightens out her back and nods firmly, putting on a cordial air similar to how she acts at school. That's right. First of all, I'd like to know the reasoning behind the decision. I'm fairly sure you were given the reasons why over the phone. I was, but I'm not satisfied with the answer. Be that as it may, it is how we came to the decision. whether you're satisfied or not. So you're just going to cancel my series just like that because of slightly unsatisfactory numbers? Her eye twitches very subtly as her professional demeanor starts to slip. No fair warning, no chance to try and wrap up the story in a satisfying way. What about the readers? The readers are exactly why we have made this decision, Mr. Yukidera. There aren't enough of them. And the simple fact of the matter is, your manga hasn't been pulling in the numbers would like for some time now. To put it simply, you're not popular anymore. Suzuki visibly recoils, as if physically hurt by their executive's blunt remark. Without a moment's thought, I jump up from my seat. Now hold on just 1 second. The head publisher looks at me for the first time since his arrival. He eyes me with the same detached, slightly annoyed expression he'd been giving Suzuki. Crap. I wasn't even thinking about just blurt. No, I wasn't even thinking. I just blurted something out. What should I say? Calmly and rationally. Sorry for the outburst, but I really think you'll be making a mistake to drop Ren. Reader numbers might be stagnant, but I'm sure she's still bringing in profits, isn't she? Speaking as a fan myself, I can safely say that suddenly dropping her like this would be a hugely unpopular move. He looks me over for a moment before leaning back in his chair. Who exactly are you anyway? My name is Legacy. I've been working with Ren Yukidera on her recent projects. The new assistant she hired, right? I seem to remember you submitted a manga of your own to our publication. Not top quality in terms of story or anything, but the artwork is solid. In fact, the art is the one thing we have received positive feedback for Ms. Yukidera's work as of late. The head publisher idly taps his finger on his desk as he looks away, clearly pondering something. I'll make you a deal. He leans forward, staring directly at Yuki with a firm gaze. I'll give you 2 weeks to come up with a whole new IP and to present us with a pilot chapter. Just to show you have still got what it takes. If I like it, then would be happy to continue working with you. Suzuki's eyes light up. Really? Really. But only if we think it's something worth selling. He holds his fingers up right at eye level with Suzuki. 2 weeks. If you can't come up with something satisfactory before then, well, it's been a pleasure working with you. Suzuki lets out a small but determined huff. I understand. I can do this. She gets up from her seat, offering Mr. Kikuchi. Oh my god. That name. A polite bow before turning to leave. Come on, Legacy. Right. I offer the man a quick bow of my own, then hurry behind her to catch up. As we're leaving, he calls out to us. And make sure to book an appointment in advance next time. When we step outside of the building, Fiona is standing beside the car waiting for us. How'd it go, boss? We still have a chance. Take us straight home, Fiona. Roger that. And Legacy, call the others. Tell them to meet us there if they can. We're going to need all hands on deck. Right. The others being Hinata and Miko, obviously. Seriously? Hina, I can understand. But are you sure Miko would even want to help? Honestly, I'm not. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Fair point. I'll give them a call. Hopefully, they'll agree to help out. If we fumble this opportunity, then Suzuki's career will be over. And now I'm gonna take a little break to drink manga. Okay. A short while later, everyone else gathers at Suzuki's house. Oh, someone's gonna say home. There, Suzuki fills everyone in on what happened. So there's no. So that's pretty much the whole situation up until now. My entire career is basically at the edge of a precipice, I think. And if I don't come up with something good, I'm screwed. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sayuki. That's terrible news. I could have told you this would happen. What's the use of a pawn if not to be discarded once their value is fully spent? Ugh. Remind me why you invited this one inside again, Sayuki? Because despite our differences, I need help. That's right. Hina, you've got a whole wealth of knowledge about literature of all kinds. And Miko, you've got a special knack for out of the box thinking, which is exactly the thing we need to come up with a fresh story to wow the publisher. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we can come up with something great. Hinata smiles wide and claps her hands together. Miko, however, doesn't look nearly as enthusiastic. I don't mind doing favors for you, Legacy, but creating a manga solely for mass appeal goes against everything I believe in. Why should I help feed a system I despise? I was afraid she'd be resistant. How can I convince Miko? Friendship. Beg. No. I will not I will not stand that low. Because you and I are such good friends, and I would really appreciate your help. I put on a big cheesy grin. Miko rolls her eyes, though the makings of a smile seem to form on the corners of her lips. Of course. The friendship card. Fine. I'll help. Booyah! That's a relief. Thanks, Miko. The doujinshi artist turns her head away from Suzuki, lowering her voice slightly. Don't mention it. So, should we meet up here after school tomorrow? Tomorrow? No, we're starting right now. Now? But the sun's nearly down already. I'll put up coffee on then. I think. Suzuki rubs the back of her neck while the maid leaves. I know this is a lot to ask, but I need you all. I couldn't even hope to sleep if we don't at least get something started tonight. Well, I'm pretty much free, so I'll stick around. I'm up for it too. I'm always tired at school, whether I get good sleep or not. Well, if everyone else is on board, then alright. Where do we start? We're working from scratch here. So what I'm thinking is that Hinata and I will get to work brainstorming the plot elements and start building the world. Meanwhile, Legacy and Miko will nail down an art style. We'll need something completely new this time, Legacy. That means I'm leaving the art direction entirely to you. But really? Yeah. I'm officially promoting you from assistant to lead illustrator. Don't let me down, okay? My heart skips. There we go. I won't. We're assigning job titles, aren't we? Way to make this even more corporate than it already was. Oh, come on, Miko. Let's have fun with it. Think of it as an opportunity to inject a little bit of your own unique flavor into mainstream culture. I'll try. But before that, I'm going to need something to fuel my creativity. I'm going to take a trip to the store. But we literally haven't done anything yet. Actually, I could use a snack myself. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I I guess I could use an energy drink or two. I'll be sure to get enough for everyone. Do you want to come along, Legacy? Well, we are partners for the night. It'd only be right to help her. And it'd be nice to hang out one on one for a bit. Should I go? No. I think it's best if I stay behind and get started. You can manage by yourself, right? Miko grimaces a little, visibly disappointed. Sure. I'll take the hot-headed maid with me if need be. Without another word, Miko takes off. I feel like I just missed a hint of some kind. Maybe I should have gone with her. Once the snack run is complete and everyone is all fueled up, it's straight to work. Sajuki and Hinata huddle together on the bed, surrounding themselves with scraps of paper, manga, and even some novels. While Mika and I work on sketches in a variety of styles with some art books at our disposal. So many options. What do you think, Legacy? What kind of style appeals to you? No, speaks to you. Same thing, just different shapes. What would the best style to go with? What would be the best? Something appealing and safe. I know you're not going to like it, but if we're trying to make something for the masses, we'd better not go too crazy. We should keep it simple and aim for broad appeal. How boring. But you are the lead illustrator, so I'll follow your guidance. The corner of Miko's lips lift slightly. Just don't blame me if I have a little fun with it. With the style settled, we set to work sketching with what little concrete idea from Suzuki we have got to go. No, we have to go on. Damn it, I'm tripping. This is the second chapter, come on. The sun is already completely gone by the time we get started inking anything. But as the hours go by and the night takes over, there's at least some small modicum of progress being made. It's not until close to midnight that we finally stop working. I think we have got a decent base to work with for the storyline. How is it going with the visuals, you two? I've got a pretty good style nailed down. Take a look. Miko and I step aside to let Suzuki look over our work. It's not exactly what I expected. Why are the female characters so endowed? I'm gonna take a screenshot of that word and I'm gonna Google the meaning later. That would be Miko's doing. Don't blame me. You said you wanted to go with broad appeal. What's more broadly appealing than that? She flashes an impish grin. I think I'm going to mess around with it a bit and see if I can improve on it right now. Okay, I looked it up. I think it might be a little bit too appealing. You all can go. You don't like it? It's not bad at all. It's just there's a lot of writing on this. No. There's a lot of writing on this. There we go. And I need it to be as good as we can possibly make it. Fair enough. Miko, you can go. I'll stay and help Sayuki. Sayuki looks surprised. You're going to stay? I can't exactly let you do this without your lead illustrator. It's my responsibility. Sayuki smiles softly. Well, alright. I guess it's just you and me then. Miko and Hinata can go home for the night. Speaking of, Hina's been pretty quiet. Where is she? All at once, the three of us turn around to find Hinata completely passed out on the bed, snoring softly. Oh, Miko sighs. I'll make sure she gets home in one piece. You two have fun. After waking Hinata up, the two girls head out for the night, leaving Sayuki and me to refine the designs. For the first while, any discussion is purely professional and focused on the work. Until Sayuki awkwardly clears her throat. Thanks again, Legacy, for sticking out to help me. Sticking around. Damn it. Each time I speak, I bite my tongue. And it hurts. It hurts. Of course, Sayuki. Besides, my name is on this project too, so we better make it a good one. Sayuki lets out a half-hearted snicker. Yeah. Really though, it means a lot to me to have you here. I'm trying my best to maintain my composure. But underneath it all, I'm totally freaking out. Really? I thought you had been holding it together surprisingly well. Yeah, well, you can thank my parents for that, I guess. All their training so I can appear exactly how they want me to. At least some good came out of it. She shakes her head. Sorry, let's not get into all that. We've got work to do. So Yuki doesn't talk about her parents much. It's obviously a pretty sore subject, but sometimes talking issues out can help. What should I do? You can be yourself. You don't need to put on a brave face around me, Sayuki. Or any of your friends. We're here to help. I know. I guess it's what I'm used to doing. A force of habit. Oh, by the way, Sayuki's interrupted by a sudden long yawn that leaves her lips. Ugh, you get distracted from working for 1 second and suddenly you realize how tired you really are. Do you want to lie down for a few minutes? I've got a pretty good handle on things. To my surprise, Sayuki responds with a nod. That might actually be a good idea. Just for a couple of minutes though. Then up with the big stretch, Sayuki meanders over to her bed and splays out across its surface. I turn around and get right back to work. But a few seconds later, hey Legacy, would you mind lying down with me for a bit? What? Just for a while. My mind races in an instant. What does she mean by this? Is this some sort of signal? Or is this all just supposed to be platonic? Like lying beside your friend? In her bed. Heat rushes to my face. Should I do it? No. I think it'd be better I think I'd better keep working. Aww. Feeling too awkward to look at her, I can only hear Sayuki as she flops to the other side of the bed. After about 10 minutes, I can hear slow, gentle breathing coming from behind me. I look over my shoulder and sure enough, Suzuki has fallen asleep. Man, these expressions are so cute. So much for a couple minutes, huh? I guess we're calling it a night after all. Packing up my things, I quietly step out of the bedroom. But not after one final glance at the peacefully sleeping girl. Rest well, Suzuki. When I step out into the hallway of the massive manor, there's no servant or maid in sight, except for one. Fiona? What are you doing here so late? I should be asking the same of you, Legacy. I thought you left with the others. Not exactly. Sajuki planned to keep on working, and I didn't feel right not to stick around and help. What a virtuous soul you are. I'm pretty sure that's sarcasm, but I'm not entirely sure. How should I respond? Compliment. Thanks, but I'm just doing what a good friend would do. A friend, huh? And that's all you are? What do you mean? Nothing. Good night, Legacy. As quickly as she arrived, Fiona vanishes down the long, dim corridor. And I start my trip back to my house. I walk along the cold, eerily quiet street by myself, thinking about today's events. It's so weird. Just this evening, we were working on the next chapter of Suzuki's most popular series. And the next thing we know, we're scrambling to try and come up with something just so she can keep her job. Is that what it's like in the corporate world? Maybe making manga isn't quite as glamorous as I thought it would be. I can go to chapter 3 like this. Man, it's taking so long just because I'm reading. No, it do be like that sometimes. Oh well. I guess see you on the next one. Maybe like later today. I'll make another like video. Cause this ones they do be taking quite a long time now that I'm talking again. See ya.